Alright, testing, testing. Am I audible? I think so. Sounds like I am. Where'd my dang screen glove go? There you are. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. The Jicker Den. I'm your host, the Jicker. Let us see. Tune down this music and swap to our usual, which I forgot to pull up. Today we're going to be working on a character design that I like. It's a character design I came up with a few years ago that's needed a lot of work, just because it's a fairly basic concept, and I think it could need a little bit more fleshing out. So that is what we're going to do today. Whoop, that's loud. Alright, let's see how that sounds. That's pretty good. Alright. Let's swap us on main screen. Or perhaps not. Yeah, because I need to pull up previous artworks of them. Alright, so for context, in this art project I'm working on, it is a game concept, essentially. And I believe I've talked about it before. But in this concept, there's a bunch of playable characters who at the moment are called beasts. Eventually I'll give them special names and stuff, but they're called beasts, and they are, believe it or not, beasts. You play as this little pixie guy who can shapeshift. Whoops. And you swap between the beasts. Kind of like a mix between, like, Pokemon and... I'm trying to think of something else that isn't Pokemon. It's based off a specific game that was kind of like Skylanders. It's Cameo. It's an old rare game that didn't ever get very popular. It's meant to be sort of a spiritual successor, but it's a 3D puzzle beat-em-up platformer mashup game, you know. Here we go. Back on the live stream. You can see the face now. So, for this game, there are five. Might not have actually written it. I just call him Cam in all of my my stuff, notes and sketches and everything, because it makes everything easier. So maybe we'll come up with the name today too. He is very, very fun to draw, though. I love chameleons, so it's pretty easy to come up with a base design. But here's the most recent drawing of him, which you can see is a little bit more developed. Here he is next to two others. You can see here, this is kind of illustrating different classes, I guess, of beasts you can play as. So there's sluggers, which would be tanks, like this guy. He also doesn't have a name, but I'm working on that part. We'll talk about him later. So they're slower, generally have a little bit more range, and big AoE attacks, you know, typical tank stuff. Bruisers are just quick jab, DPS, evasive, and then Reachers are fragile, long range. There's some quicker ones and there's some slower ones. I believe there's 3 of each type. Is that right? No, that'd be 9. 4 of each type, I suppose. because there's two. I don't want to do math right now. You get it. You get it. Here's another one. This is from just before this one. I sat down and did a little bit of ideation just to figure out some ideas that I wanted to do. Testing out different head shapes, and I ended up going back to the original, which is kind of like this. With this horn, so really it's just this. He's based mostly off of some of the Madagascar chameleons, like the giant Parsons chameleon is a big inspiration for him, but there's also others, elephant ear chameleons, if you want to look at that. Kaluma Malthae and Brevicorn are those. So Kaluma, I think there's another L in there. And then Malthae, if you want to look that up, because last time I streamed and tried to Google things at the same time, it did not end well. So, yeah, let's just get into it. For this guy, I want to try and work on a little bit more of a concept behind him, besides just chameleon that shoots fire bullets. So we'll start with just a kind of basic shape breakdown. Get these big eyes back here. And I think he's got probably like an open lips like this, kind of like a cannon. So he's always ready to shoot bullets. I don't know what they are. Probably some sort of bullet or something like that. It's very mechanical. That's a big aspect for it. Mechanical feeling, but also kind of like glass. I want him to feel not very sturdy, like a lava lamp, kind of. And I had this kind of big, I might not keep these, but the big, like, lava globe legs I like the idea of. I don't want him to have a super big tail, but I might change that. That's what we're here for today, so hopefully we'll change a lot of things and he'll be even better. From a gameplay point of view, I expect the camera to kind of be up above him, just normal third-person 3D camera, but when he's aiming, I want it to kind of take sight from up here, looking through this sight, which is just two little spikes on his back, so he can aim his shots a little bit better. Something like that. Maybe he'd only do that for like a big fireball lob attack or something. I don't know. Alright, so here's his basic shape. Probably have a little bit more spikes and everything. With this design, I'd experimented a little bit with kind of cast iron look, wrought iron look, which is an aesthetic of his tribe. Lots of kind of irony, metallic things going on with them. But I kind of want to do something a little different. So let's lean into that glass bottle look. Let's lean into that. Experiment with some other shapes too. I love the low set head, so I think I'm gonna keep that. So what we're gonna try and work with are the low set head, the big tall back, and the round legs. That's really what I want to keep. And the horns, I love the horns, but if we must get rid of them, I'm gonna be sad, actually, but it must be done if it must be done, you know? So, let's just start. I can't go too much like a glass bottle, because there's another tribe of beasts in this game that are all based off of ceramics, which is these guys right here. And so this guy just kind of looks like rocks with stacks and beads and stuff, but other people in this group are ceramic bottles and vases and stuff, so I can't go too much into a bottle direction like this, but I'll explore it. let's see what we can do. Let's try. Maybe it's got like a bottle carrier or something. There we go, kind of a leather carrier. I don't think this design's gonna get anywhere, but might as well finish it. Its little legs. Its little flappy ears. That's also another important factor I want to try and keep. I love his flappy little stupid ears. They're really funny to me. Let's try giving this one some like gazelle horns. I kind of like that. Big, pointy ones. Okay, so this is actually not terrible at all. I actually really like this one. It is not bad. Now, of course, the glass bottle aesthetic does kind of mess with our vibes here, but I mean, I don't mind a little bit of crossplay there. All right, let's try something else. Maybe an anvil. Let's see if we can make an anvil work. And with any luck, we'll probably end up just going back to the original, if I'm gonna be completely honest, because these ideation sessions almost always end that way for me. But it's always worth trying, you know. I mean, his head already is kind of shaped like an anvil, so I could just try and go into that a little bit more instead of making his whole body one. But I'll give this a try first. Now how's his body gonna fit in here? Probably little legs. Yeah, I can already tell this is not a winner, but we shall prevail. Come on, at least doing some honor, Jickers. Yeah, no. Nah, this is not it by any means at all. It was worth a shot, though. It looks silly. I'm gonna pull up some reference material with like old flintlocks. Maybe we can get some inspiration there. Let's see. Oh, hey, it actually loaded. Nice. So, okay, so it's not gonna load the individual previews, but this works. All right, so here's a flintlock that I liked. This is pretty neat. This is obviously not a real flintlock by any means. Wish the image weren't so grainy, but could be fun to pull some inspiration there. Very ornate metallic linings and carvings and barrels and all that. So let's give that a shot in number 4. So let's see. Let's make his body curved. How about that? Like a gun. A little tail. Then make his head come out from under here. And we'll see what we can do. We'll probably have to end up changing the shape of his ears and horns and stuff to work with this, but this looks a little uncanny as it is, but we can change it too. Let's keep them big. Flintlocks didn't have big rotating barrels like this, but I kind of want to give him one. That's fun. That's very fun, actually. And it lines up with his neck so we can shoot. Now it's shooting from the bottom, but it doesn't matter. It's a freaking monster. This is fun, but I'm not sure if it is the vibe we're going for. Might be just a little too wacky. I'll keep a pin in this one for sure. It's just a little wild. Alright, there's one page. Classic right there. So, we haven't uncovered anything I really like with this. I might be willing to push the bottle a little further, just with a couple more shapes. So let's do that. Page 2. Not even centered, whoops. Let's see, so let's try to fit a good amount in here. I want to try and be a little bit more space careful. Just make this a little smaller. Whoop, that is not the size I wanted to make it. 14, not 1400. There we go. Alright. So, what are some good, compelling chameleon shapes? Usually pretty round. But I want them to be blocky and stone-like, glass-like, like obsidian. That's a big, I suppose that would have been important. His obsidian scales is a big vibe for him, so let's do just a normal chameleon-looking one real quick. I'm just gonna tune into my zoology nerd here real quick. Yes, because what he's inspired by doesn't have like big rhino horns or triceratops horns like his real version does, but I'll try giving him them in this. I don't have to be fully accurate to the source material. Should be very geometric, or kind of like the idea of these super geometric horns. And we'll get. It's a lot like an actual chameleon though too. Their mouths are wild. It's fun because real chameleons also have like this cool fiery orange inside their mouths. Not pink like most other lizards. Which is not a direct inspiration for this, but it's kind of a cool coincidence. So, let's give them normal chameleon spikes. Like a lot of lizards, the spikes line up with the individual spine. Like spine segments, vertebrae. But on chameleons, it's just an endless row of tiny itty bitty little spines. I don't want to draw that here, so I'm not going to, but it's pretty cool. They're very neat animals, you know. Let's give him fairly stocky little arms. He's not going to be sitting flat on the ground there. And there's one species of chameleon that doesn't climb trees. It's called a Namakwa chameleon. It is the ugliest little MFer I've ever seen in my life. But they will definitely be some important reference material for this guy. I'll see if I can pull up a picture of one, because they are creepy little guys. Almost in a cute way, but not quite. Give us another horn in the background. Okay, I'm liking this. I mean, this is just drawing him as a normal chameleon, and I almost like this better than his normal form, which is, of course, not a good sign. But it just leads for opportunities for improvement. So onward we shall go. It's wild. I'm watching the stream. I've got a YouTube tab open watching it, and I've also got OBS open watching it. And the YouTube tab is so far behind. I'm only just now drawing the anvil on the YouTube tab at 4:26 p.m. My time. So, I guess we'll see what we do with that. I might just close. Yeah, I'm just gonna close that. I don't need to watch two of them at once. Probably help with bandwidth as well, so that's nice. Alright, back on task, Here's our anatomically accurate-ish chameleon version. Number 1 for this page. I guess I'll continue the numbering from the first page. So that's 5. Let's go wild with this one. Let's do another bottle, but let's do like a whiskey bottle. I guess, yeah. We'll cap it off over here. I guess this isn't a whiskey bottle, it's more of a flask. But, who cares? Now, here's the thing. How does this relate to a fire chameleon? Because, I mean, alcohol is flammable, and bottles are cool. Like, it's a lava lamp, in a way. But this is not a lava lamp shape. So, ooh, actually, I kind of like this. This is stupid. Oh, this is so stupid. Oh, he's ugly. That is so bad. I hate him. Nah, you gotta have a head that goes all the way up. Bubba. I kind of like this line, but I'm gonna delete it because it's not supposed to be there. What am I even doing with this one? Maybe I'll just give an air bubble up here. Just to show off the kind of lava, full of lava look. I showed that up a little bit in this one. Tried to make it look like it's full of lava. It's obviously very stylized, but I think going in on a lava lamp look is definitely going to be our best bet. Because it's a cool vibe, obviously, because lava lamps are awesome. And it fits well with the lava bullet hell chameleon monster, you know? So we're going to try that with the next one. I do want to finish this. Do a little bit of detailing. So once we get a concept we like, I'm going to go full in with the details. I've got, and I'll be on for maybe another 45 minutes max. I don't know. Usually I stream for about an hour so that it's not abhorrent to see one of my streams or VODs and watch it again, you know? One of my least favorite things is missing a stream from someone and not having time to watch the VOD because it's 3 hours long. So I try to reduce that risk, you know? But sometimes art just takes time, so can't really super complain. Let's make these ones float. That looks too much like a heart. Yeah, I kind of like this. Floating little lava drops. Maybe his tail goes off the top, like a dinosaur. Ooh, I kind of like that a lot, actually. Let's do kind of more like an actual glass bottle, though. So the tail's going to be solid, but it's going to kind of poke in a little bit. There we go. I like this. I like this a lot. Let's just move his head further down. Yeah, let's just move his head down to the bottom like it normally is. Maybe not all the way, but... Let's try that. Anyone else been dealing with nutty seasonal allergies recently? I've been back and forth with it, but usually the worst of the allergies are kind of mid-March to early April. But this year it's been weirdly late in the year. I thought I had just miraculously recovered from allergies for a while because I wasn't having any problems earlier. And then I just got hit by a bus. Thankfully on a day when I wasn't busy with anything, but that could have been bad, you know? So hopefully they pass fairly soon, because it's getting very exhausting very, very fast. Might it be good to have a more fitting color for this brush? I might do that. Let's try giving him a little hippo feet on this one. It's kind of fat little... I don't like this at all. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna. He needs these sprawling lizard feet. And then this makes the big round ones make more sense. It's gonna be like a little hoof chip sort of thing. A cartoon hoof. We'll make this hollow. Have its own little lava. Biggest thing with this design, I love how it looks. But, how's this gonna render in 3D? Because all these need to translate to 3D eventually. And I can't shoot myself in the foot too much with this, because I'm a solo man. And, unless I make some sort of godsend Kickstarter that makes $10 million, I will be making all of these 3D models by myself as an amateur. And I'm pretty good at animating, but it's so sound for me. Yeah, no, it's so sound for me. Yeah, it shows sound. Weird. For some reason... Yeah, no, it's so sound for me. Yeah, it shows sound. OBS Weird. Keeps disconnecting and reconnecting, so I guess we'll figure that out. No, it's so sound for me. Yeah. Might be stuck on an endless loop, but we shall prevail. We shall prevail. I'll make a video of this or something. Maybe a edited down VOD. I'm not sure. Sound fixed. Alright. Welcome, viewer. Welcome, welcome. I think the sound is fixed at this point. I'm not sure exactly what the problem was, but whatever. We'll figure it out. Alright, so we're working on this guy. This is a chameleon. This is him. This is my last iteration of him. He has no name at the moment, but his whole thing is he is a ranged playable character in a 3D fighter / puzzle solving game. Think of it like Ocarina of Time, sort of. Oh my gosh, Party Princess, that's hilarious. No worries, he just gave you a minor heart attack there. So he shoots fire from his mouth, at least at the moment he does. I might end up changing that later. And we're just exploring different iterations of him. So here's first page, just with the default, and we explored this little bottle one right here, which was compelling. I like this a lot. Anvil and Pistol, we don't talk about those ones. So then we did this, which is just like anatomically correct chameleon. Did a couple of like lava lamp looking ones, these three. Guntail, I did not like this. And now we're just kind of looking at different heads. Because he's had the same head like this this whole time. I've not really experimented much with that. So that's what we're doing now. I did default, cannon, kind of sniper rifle, sharky underbite, and then I did a pistol, like a revolver one, which is weird and very Muppety, but I do like it. So I guess we're just going to experiment a little bit more, maybe with eye placement on this one. Because eye placement has always been very far back. That's just a vibe I like with art. Like the long muzzles with the tiny little eyes at the back. So, I already hate this. Oh my gosh, I hate this. But we shall prevail. Maybe it'll redeem itself. No, this is not going to redeem itself. But we shall finish it. This is disgusting. I hate it. I'm not even gonna finish. I'm gonna finish coloring its horn. Whatever. You've earned at least that much. Oh, thank you, Party Princess. That's very kind. Not sure where to go from here. I've done cannon, sniper, revolver, just kind of the vaguely gun, like a railgun shape, which I guess I should probably illustrate that. I showed earlier that his mouth kind of opened like this a little bit, but the reason his head's shaped the way it is because I wanted it to kind of go like a railgun. So let's just do some quick sketches here. I don't know. I don't think I ended up keeping this concept. Now that I think about it, I don't remember why. But he's gonna open up like a railgun and shoot laser beams or his tongue or something like that. I don't know. Maybe his horn would glow when he's doing it. I don't know. Give him some lights. So that's kind of the whole point of that. That the reason his head's shaped that way, and it's kind of vaguely rectangular, kind of, I guess it's technically hexagonal in cross section. Like that. There's his big stupid eyes. Because they do pop out quite a lot from his head. In these side views I'm drawing, you can't really see it, but looking at this guy front on would not be very intimidating. Which, that's the purpose of this whole channel on this guy, so that his eyes can be set in a little bit more and it's not quite as gross looking. So, let's get rid of this. We could go in a little bit more with like the laser gun vibe. Let's try that. I don't know what a laser gun looks like, but let's try just like the classic rings. How about that? Let's end it off at a square too. What does that look like? Is that good? Maybe it is. It just looks like he shoved his head through a stack of pancakes. I'm not sure I like that very much. But we shall continue. Give him his little eyeliner. He deserves it. And I think this one needs, like, dragon horns. Something to set it apart. So this one's not going to work on his body, but it's an interesting concept. Very interesting concept. We got room for 2 more, I think, on this row. I did not shrink the heads down like I said I would. What is this? This is his evil counterpart. Poison themed instead of fire. This is terrible. That's an interesting design though. I might keep that for something later. Put a pin in that one. I'm just jamming out to this freaking Me Plaza. That took me 5 seconds to remember the name of this song. Me Plaza theme. Me Plaza theme. What's another gun? Try to cannon. I mean, Gatling gun, but I feel like we'd have a lot of trouble translating that one. We can try. The other two would be his mouth. Somehow, I guess they would connect like that. That looks stupid from the front, and also I don't like the idea that he's blowing snot all over people, you know? So, I'm gonna not finish this one. I'll keep it here just for inspiration, because every step of the way is more stuff to look back at. The more we keep, the more progress we'll feel like we've made. So, we'll see. How about a giant circle with a tiny eye? This isn't the same, this is just bubble. Yeah, this is just bubble. But never opposed to a bubble. Alright, let's try something for real. It's our final slot, so you gotta make this one count. I think I'm just gonna start with the default. Kind of railgun. Bookmark head. Give us the eye placed centrally. Little cheekbone, mouth. Straight line. Now, you might be asking, how am I gonna change this design up and make it different from the default one I showed? I haven't figured that out yet either. Just hoping it comes to me. We could give him cheekbone spikes. Kind of like an angelfish. Though he's not a fish, but that's fine. Let the lizards have some cheekbone spikes. Angelfish, come on. Don't let Pomacentridae. Nope. Pomacentridae's damselfish. Pomacanthidae. Don't let the Pomacanthidae steal all the cheek spikes. Come on. I kind of want to keep the movement going with this horn, because I like the movement that this gives. Now, it doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, I'm just gonna go all in on it. This is stupid, but it fills in space. And hey, you're still watching this, so worth it. Someday, if I get famous and this video becomes like the jumping off point for a vast world, just know that PR3TY Princess with 2 eyes dash I6S is the original OG viewer. And someday, if I get famous, you will be remembered, I promise. Your hard work here will not be forgotten. I don't like the line. Why did I give it a big line there? So this is just a dragon. It kind of mixes the frill and the horns into one thing, though, which I kind of like. Interesting. This is 7, 6, can't I draw the letter number 8? Oh, that's why. Going backwards. Alright, there's our heads. So, one last thing. I just want to do a real basic color test, because we got a body that we liked. I really liked the lava lamp look here, and I'll just give it back with legs that I like. So I'm gonna experiment just a little bit with kind of a lava lampy look on the more normal body shape. Do some color tests, and then we'll be done with this stream, and you can all go on to your little miserable lives without me. I know I've given just a little bit of joy to your horrible suffering. That's rude, but it's probably true, you know? It tends to be. Who else here starts every drawing with the eyes? That's something I learned from animators. To start with the eyes when you're doing storyboards or scenes, because it helps to set the tone of what emotion your character's conveying right away. I always liked that idea. There we go. Make him just look forward for this. I'm just gonna color all these lines the dark red we were using before. Or maybe a darker one. Go back to the normal horns, because I just really liked those. Let's do... I liked the explosion looking ear here, so let's try that again. Should he have a dewlap? I kind of like the idea of a dewlap, but I feel like every time I draw it, looks like it'd just drag on the floor. So we're gonna leave that behind for this one. Little beadlets. So for this, I want to give him the little noodle arms again, because I think those are cute. And leg-wise, I don't know. Give him something. He needs to be able to stand up, and that's all I know. Just give him little toe bumps. Okay, so that's our starting point. I will convert the colors of this layer with the magical tool called Select and Fill. Grab it, select it, make it kind of this nice, ooh, that's a good color. And then we shall color it using the same Select and Fill. Can't rush perfection. So I want to test some lava lamp rendering looks, because I mean it'll be done in 3D, but kind of want to know what I'm going for before I jump into it. Thankfully, there's some really cool tools you can use with shaders that can make some really cool effects. So it'll mostly probably end up being shader magic, and I'll likely end up throwing away all the concepts here because I'll find something else that looks cool in shaders, as tends to be the case. Sales this as if I'm some sort of experienced master game developer. I've just farted around a tiny bit, but I still enjoy the process, so I'll speak as if I do. I'm hoping to find some more music to play during these that's not the same 10 songs on loop for an hour and a half. Because, I mean, these are good, don't get me wrong, but for me, hearing this the third time is giving me a little bit of... Oh, how'd that happen? A little bit of unhappiness, you know? So, let's see. I think the base color for this lava lamp is going to be this. I'll just do the whole thing in this. All these need to be the same. Okay, I'm already really liking just these just the color swap is making a huge difference. Wow. Just going from this hard mechanical look to all warm colors. That is a massive change. Alright, so let's do kind of like that salmon-y color. That's not rich enough though. There we go. Okay, so get us a big wall, little one. Okay, we are cooking with peanut oil, as they say. What am I doing? What's the goal of that? I don't like how that looks. I like just how it looks now, just raw. Okay. So, let's make the arms oranger orange, so you can differentiate them. All these edge bits of glass. So you can tell that's the edge of the container. And I'll find a way to shade that. That looks good in Engine. Very good, very good. I will go back to this kind of rocky red color for the frill. Just do an outline so you can see it against the explosion color. Now I'm thinking, should I physically illustrate his charge level, his health with the lava? Would that be too much of a headache of a coding adventure for someone who hates coding? I don't know. Maybe that'd be worth it to explore. I think his head will be the same kind of lava rock color. I think this is the best experiment I've ever done with this character. So honestly, I've been super stuck on him for a while, and now he's just completely coming together. Just really, what did it for me was the color change, getting rid of all the obsidian colors. I think he could probably use like a brace or two. Maybe even like just a little V band. So you can still see through it mostly. Because I mean, that's a pretty common chameleon pattern. It's this little band down the middle. Oh, and they've always got the lateral line, of course. I say of course, but none of you probably know what that is. But look at a picture of chameleon and you'll probably see that it has this kind of line down the middle. It's a very common palette, ancestral palette for a lot of chameleons. Not really sure why they have it, but it's cool. Cool to see that there's like a little thing that almost all of them still retain. So I like to maintain that because it's cool. Okay, I'm liking this a lot. I'll give its arms little cuffs, so it doesn't look like they're just coming straight out of the lava. You can tell they're connected, but they got a buffer there. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this quite a lot. Oops. Just keep that orange for now, just while I'm coloring. There we go. That makes everything better. I want to make this line have a yellow line in it. It's not going to be clear. Just going to shine yellow. There we go. I like that a lot. A little bit of shading. I'm loving this. Okay. A little bit more here. Tail is a little troubling, but for now, what I'll do is I'll just make it, oops, I'll make it a gradient. So it slowly kind of transitions to the stone color as if it's lava cooling off, something like that. That could be a cool look. So there's the red for before. And then the stone color down the middle. I think that look comes off quite well. Maybe you can make it star yellow. I also like that, so I'm going to do that too. Very good. So, I kind of want to work on the definition of the jaw here. Because if you recall, this one, his lower jaw is very light. I want to keep the rock look, but I don't want to add too many different rock colors. So let's try to add something really stark. Just to contrast. Maybe his eye and lower jaw, that are the only things that are this silvery blue color. Maybe I'll hate it, but it could be cool. Maybe his toes too. Because it could be played off as a crystal color or just another type of rock. And it adds just a little bite of contrast. Maybe his horns too. I don't want to go too far though. Because as it stands, his horns are just normal colors. I don't hate that at all. I don't hate that at all. I can't let that color touch the eye. So let's just... I think the warm colored head is what this has been missing this whole time. Really and truly, I do believe that. Okay. Perfect timing with the music. This is the result of the stream today. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. There goes our climactic zoom in. Alright, this is it. This is him. He's beautiful. I'm proud of him. Thank you to those... Oh, nope, he's not done. Thank you to those who stuck around the whole time. I really, really appreciate that. It's tough when you're just getting started with this streaming stuff, because nobody wants to tune into some random stream. So, I appreciate each and every one of you guys who did. It's tough to do. I mean, who knows how many art streams I've passed up that have showed up on my recommended page just because it's unfamiliar. I probably would have liked a lot of them. So thanks again for that. That is awesome that you would do that. Just show up to some random stream like that. I'm just gonna do a little bit more polishing to post on the gram. And I think that's it for this guy. I mean, I'll continue tweaking and tweaking him until the moon rises, but this is good for us. This is very good. Do you see this? Yeah, you do. Alright, well, I think we're going to wrap it up for today. Thanks so much for watching, and hope to see you real soon.